Alrighty guys, this is snugsonblitz and I'm back with another video for you today. Some people asked me to comment on the new update and the changes that are coming to tier 10. I don't think there are any changes to other tanks, maybe in tier 8 or 7, but who knows, sometimes Wargaming does that. But this update is all about rebalancing, changing, adjusting tier 10. I read all the changes and I thought, okay, interesting, but until you see how they play, I couldn't really tell you my thoughts. Now I've seen them in action, thanks to some of the other YouTubers or people who've put some stuff up online. So I'm going to give you my thoughts. I'm going to go through each tank. I'm going to give it basically one of four things. Thumbs down, a thumbs up, no real change, and 2 thumbs up. So some tanks, I think, they're going to be very exciting to play, very fun to play. Some tanks, not really much different. And some tanks, unfortunately, will be collecting dust in your garage. So let's get started with light tanks and just go straight through it. I'm not going to talk too much about the stats. You've probably heard them from other people or seen it on the Discord channel or wherever. So the Sheridan, I think it's going to be a little bit better. I think it loses armor and gets better gun dispersion or something. Yeah, I think it'll be a little bit better. So kind of looking forward to this. I'll give it a thumbs up. Vickers Light, though, gets a solid thumbs down. Yep, the first one on the list to get a thumbs down. This was a very fun tank because it was almost a medium, maybe slightly OP, but they've really nerfed it, so I don't think this is a tank you're going to want to be playing in the next update. What a shame. This tank, though, gets double thumbs up. Yeah, this looks like it's going to be great. So I'm really looking forward to playing the Chatillon, or whatever it's called. This tank, well, it was OP, so I guess maybe it was just too highly cooked. I think it's going to play about, it's going to be a little bit worse, but I'm not sure it's going to be a thumbs down. It might still be competitive, so I'm going to leave it as kind of neutral here. And the WZ131, I think it gets a thumbs up. Some changes that may help it. Let's hope so anyway, because it's one of the more lackluster tier 10s. Moving on to mediums. We got quite a lot to go through here. So M60, basically no real adjustment, a little bit faster. So neutral. E50M, I think this gets a thumbs up. Those armor buffs are going to make it one tough cookie. I mean, it was already strong as it is. Yeah, some small sacrifices, but I think it's going to play very different than the other tanks, making it more of a beast in some ways, and also punishing it in others. So let's see how it plays, but I'm going to give it a thumbs up right now. KPZ gets tungsten shells. Not a big shift in my opinion, so neutral. Progetto 65, a slight buff. Maybe I give it a thumbs up. This one's a tough one. I don't really know yet, but slightly, I guess. Somewhere between neutral and thumbs up.
The M48 pattern does get a few tweaks here and there, and I think this will make a very nice tank. So I'm going to give it a thumbs up.
Neutral for me. Leopard, this gets a thumbs up. I think this is going to be strong in the next update. Oops. Objective 140, quite a lot of changes here in the sense that it's going to lose armor, gain speed, gun is going to be wicked. I'm going to give it a thumbs up. I think this is going to be a fun tank to play, actually. But people may not like it because it's lost a bit of its armor. But I think making it a fast tank, it might flourish. A fast tank, fast firing gun. Yes, I'm going to give it a thumbs up here. T22. Not many big changes I felt. So the basic thing about this tank is its armor. And the armor is crazy. It's always been crazy. You'll get some crazy bounces in it. So I think pretty much neutral. Who knows? I could be wrong about that. T62, it's getting an armor buff. I guess thumbs up if you like the slower play style, and it feels like the old T62. So yeah, I guess thumbs up on this one, because what we're doing is we're creating more variation between the Soviet heavy tanks, medium tanks, which I like because they played almost like identically. I know there were differences, but to me, they weren't hugely different. Now I feel they're going to be quite different tanks, in their own right. So that's good news. The 907, that definitely gets a thumbs up. Why? Because of those tracer shells. Yeah, I think that's going to be a fun tank to play. It's nice. I think tracer shells are some of the better things in the game because you light the enemy up for 20 seconds. That is super helpful. Unfortunately, one of my favorite tanks in tier 10, at least in my top 15 tanks anyway, I think it's a thumbs down. Doesn't look like it's going to get any love, and being punished. The heat gun is going to be better, but the Hesh gun is going to be maybe not really worth it anymore. That's a shame because Hesh is a unique device weapon in the game shell. So I don't know why you would make people play the other gun. So I don't know. Thumbs down for me on this one. STB gets a thumbs up. This is going to be a strong tank. I don't think it needed it. I don't know why Wargaming felt they needed to give it anything else. It was already strong as it is. I think it's going to be even stronger, so watch out for this tank. 121 tungsten shells, that's going to be nice. That's going to hit hard. And again, differentiating it from the T62, the 907, the T22. So I like that move. I'm going to give it a thumbs up. I think it's going to be a kind of beastly tank. Not OP for sure, but going to be fun. The 121 also gets a thumbs up. I think this is going to be a stronger tank. It was already strong. I don't think it needed anything. Could have left it alone, but thumbs up, I guess, if you want to take that sucker out. This tank also seems to have a little bit of buff. I don't know why they changed the I think cupola or the armor somewhere up here. I don't think they need to do that, but I think it's going to be a more competitive tank. Finally, it's been down at the bottom for a while. I've always liked this tank, but there were just better tanks out there. But I'm going to give this a thumbs up. And the TVP, unfortunately, I mean, it was OP. It was, so it's going to be thumbs down because it's being punished. That's a shame, but I didn't really play it much in the new update because it was just too strong. I'm like, it's just not fun. It's just stupid in a sense. So when tanks become super OP, I tend to stay away from them because I'm like, where's the fun? Where's the challenge? I thought it was strong enough when it first came out, and I think they should just left it like that. So I guess thumbs down though if you like it right now, and you might be disappointed in the next update. Moving on to heavy tanks. T95E6 that gets a solid thumbs up, maybe even 2 thumbs up. This is going to be a very competitive tank. Likewise, the VK7201 has always been in the shadow of the 100. I think this is going to get a thumbs up. It's going to be a fun tank to play. Likewise, IS4, thumbs up as well. And back to its glory days somewhat. Let's see how it really plays in battle, but I think it will be stronger. Object 260, I was really looking forward to the buffs on this one. I felt it deserved it, but they've taken the one thing that made it special, and that was it's a relatively fast, heavy tank, and made it slower. So I don't think this is a good change. I'm going to give this a thumbs down, actually. I'll take it out for a spin, but it was the one saving grace about this tank. Yeah, Wargaming, what are you doing? It needed a gun buff, maybe, and it needed an armor buff, definitely, for a heavy tank. But you punish its speed. It wasn't performing that well as far as I could tell. Maybe just not many bad players have it, so you not getting the right stats. But yeah, that's a shame. I'm not looking forward to the buff here, so thumbs down. Likewise, this one, solid thumbs down. And again, it had something unique about it, but they're punishing it. Why? It needs to be buffed, if you ask me. This tank, neutral, I guess. They're not really going to tinker with it that much. But yeah, Yo, same as always. Those 3 shells are always deadly. E5. definite thumbs up, maybe even 2 thumbs up on this one, because this has fallen into kind of disarray over the years. I mean, it was bad with the cupola in the beginning. Well, bad. I mean, it was a jack of all trades, but a lot of people struggled with it because pros knew how to pen it. The gun has always been solid. They buffed it. They gave it a speed boost. They took that away. They've done this. They keep tinkering with this thing. But I think this next update, it'll be quite a competitive tank. I wouldn't be surprised to see more of these on the battlefield. Gonna be a fun tank to play. So 2 thumbs up there for me.
Concept 1B, thumbs up. Gonna be a stronger tank, I guess.
T57 neutral. Some nerfs, but yeah, okay, whatever. E100, yeah, about the same. Again, neutral. Mouse, thumbs up. Yeah, this is going to be a tough tank to deal with, and this is one of my favorite tier 10s as well. Will it make my top 10? Probably not, but I just love rolling out with a double platoon of these. It's just so much fun, crazy fun, Object 777, small changes, still going to be a tough cookie to deal with. Why? Because not enough players have them. They don't know how to deal with them, and crazy bounces. It feels like an Object 252 in tier 10 heavy version. I mean, we had a T22, but we didn't have a heavy version of that. This feels almost like an Object 252 in tier 10. So yeah, great. But no changes, so neutral. It's still going to be strong. IS-7, I think this gets a thumbs up. From what I read, I forgot, but it seemed like it was getting a little bit of a buff. So I'm going to give it a thumbs up. I could be wrong, though. Let's wait and see. Supercon gets the thumbs up as well. Make it a little bit stronger. I don't think it needed it. It was fine as it is. Why bother messing with it? Chieftain, as far as I can tell, no real changes. So neutral there. Type 71, as I heard from some other people say, the E5 was going to outclass this tank, I think. So it's not going to change much as far as I can tell. But it was OP when it first came to the game, the arm anyway. WZ113, as far as I can tell, neutral. Still strong in the right positions. AMX50, this is an interesting one. It's losing armor, gaining gun handling. So this could be a thumbs up, I think, because you're going to enjoy it more, but you're not going to be able to count on it to bounce as much. So I think pros are going to benefit from this, and noobs are going to struggle maybe. So let's see what happens. But I'm going to give it a thumbs up because I think that's what it really is, a firepower machine, not an armored beast plus solid gun. 60 TP, thumbs up for the changes. I don't think it's going to be OP though, but it's just, again, more focused on the gun, and so I like that. I think I've got to give it a thumbs down. I mean, why mess with this tank? It was great as it was. I know that stats are maybe high, but that's probably because most of the pros picked this up, so you're getting kind of inflated stats, I think. Yeah, so it's a shame. So I give it a thumbs down, actually. Krav, it seems like it's getting a buff. Don't think it needed it, but thumbs up. I guess it's going to be a stronger tank. Do I agree with that? Nope, but I'm just kind of judging if it's going to be good or not. E4, I think this is going to get a thumbs up from me. It looks really good. Flatter, more dangerous. It's almost like kind of stockier and deadlier, so I like that. Thumbs up on that one. E3, neutral. Don't really feel the change is going to affect it much. The Yag Tiger with tungsten shells. Wow, turning it into a FV183 there, huh? I guess I got to get a thumbs up. It's going to be a strong tank. A lot of people ignore this tank for the 183, but I think with this update, you're going to have to look seriously at this tank. Grill, thumbs down. Give it some love. It needs more camo. I know sometimes the stats are good on this tank because pros know how to play it, but it's just not a good tank, really, unfortunately. Object 260, 2 thumbs up here. I think it's going to be a very strong tank. Armor Beast again. Yes, that's what it needed. It doesn't really have good gun depression. It is decently fast, but it's one thing that it had was armor, but they kind of took that away, and I think it's nice to give it back to it to make it quite different from the other tanks. A tank destroyer that goes front line That's what I like about this tank. Object 268, a thumbs up as well. I think it's not that popular. I could be wrong, but I think it's an older tank, one of the original ones, if I'm not mistaken. So I think it needed some love, and it's nice to see something Wargaming giving it that. That's nice. FV183 neutral. I mean, it is what it is. They're not going to buff it too much, and they're not going to nerf it too much. So this is going to be a strong tank. Thumbs up, I guess, there. Do I agree with that? No, I think it's fine as it was, but okay, nice. FV4005, a thumbs down in the sense that you're going to lose that reverse speed. I think that's what really helped this tank. So I think it's going to get, it's not going to be bad. It's still going to be very strong, but I like that it made it a very interesting tank, but maybe a little bit OP. Hori, definite thumbs down. Yeah, it needed that speed. That's what made this tank special. You're kind of turning this into a Yag Tiger now. Poor speed, poor turning. So what's the difference? I mean, why would I take this over the Yag Tiger? It's got better armor. It's got tungsten shells. Yeah, I mean, this has the special Pramo, but yeah, really disappointed about this one. And I think later on they're going to have to give it that speed back. But yeah, for now, I will not be playing this tank. That seems a horrible change. On the flip side, this gets a thumbs up. This is the least played tier 10 tank destroyer, if I'm not mistaken. And I've never really liked this tank. I don't know why. The gun just didn't really seem to intimidate people. The armor didn't seem to intimidate people. I'd go front line and people would be penning me left, right, and center. I'd sit at the back. I'd miss shots. It was just a weird tank. I wanted to play like an E3, but it never really was. I think finally it will feel like an E3, and it could be quite a beastly tank to deal with. So I'm looking forward to playing this one. So thumbs up on that one. Foch, no real changes as far as I can tell. I mean, it's minor changes, so it is what it is. Minotaur also, no real plus, no real minus, as far as I can tell. Those are all the tanks I have. I'm missing a few. I'm missing the AMX M4 54. That was going to get nerfed to high heaven, but they finally decided to change a few things. So should be about the same, if you ask me. And the VK90, I think, is going to be a little bit stronger. But again, you've got to know how to side scrape. If you don't know how to side scrape, the tank is just not really that strong. For me, neutral on the VK90. Same thing, neutral. I don't think there's any real excitement about the AMX M4 54. Last one. The Cairo. Yeah, I think it was a little bit overcooked. So not big changes though. So I'm going to say neutral. It's not. You're not going to really notice that much difference, I don't think. Remember, once we get into the actual game, 7v7, we will notice certain trends and problems with certain tanks. The new Polish line is coming to the Polish meds are coming into the game. The Polish med tech tree is coming into the game, and I think that's going to be a disaster. I don't think there's any reason people should be getting it. I might play until tier 8, but I don't think I'm going to continue after that. Why bother? It just doesn't seem to have anything special about it. It needed something, and it seems like it's got nothing. So that's a tech tree line that seems like it's going to have to be buffed in the upcoming updates. It's got to get given some special skills, and we don't exactly know if they're going to introduce some new special skill. But from as far as I can tell, it's only got tungsten shells. It's not enough if you don't have armor, if you don't have good pen. I mean, what's the use of having tungsten shells to do damage if you can't pen the freaking tanks? So, yeah, they seem like they're going to be a disaster, and I think Wargaming is going to have to adjust that in 10.4 ASAP, because I don't think people are playing them. People will find out very quickly that they just get demolished in gameplay. That's what I'm hearing. That's what I'm seeing. So, of course, you can have a good game in any tank. It's always your skill level that matters the most. But I do think people who are running around in Leopards or STPs or Pattons, Object 140s, are just going to make mincemeat of these tanks. I just don't think they're going to be competitive. Really. So, yeah, I'm not sure. The past few tech tree lines, the Czechoslovakian heavy tanks, I thought they were okay. I didn't think they were anything great. I didn't think they were bad, but just meh for me. And then, of course, we had before that the Chinese lights, which I thought were very meh. So I think we're going to get another line that is meh. In fact, very, very meh. And that's a real shame. At least the Chinese lights had a unique spotting mechanism, so that was interesting. But yeah. Anyway, time will tell. What are your thoughts? What tanks are you excited about playing? What tanks are you disappointed that they've nerfed to high heaven? What tanks do you think will be the meta that you'll see in the next Twister Cup? Which are the tanks that people are going to gravitate towards? It's going to be interesting. I hope that they fix some of the mistakes they're going to make. They always do inevitably. They overcook some tanks and they undercook other tanks. But I'm really sad about the FV4202, the FV215B, and the Hori. Those are my three biggest disappointments, if you ask me. Just, what are you doing? And that's not including the Polish tech tree that I haven't even tried yet. But anyway, those are my thoughts. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. And like or comment or subscribe or any of that jazz. That's all I got for you. I'll see you next time. Snugs on Blitz. Out.